If someone paid you $1 million just to stand and take a picture at a waterfall, would you do it? Sounds like a sweet deal, until you find out this is a place where nature never gives second chances. Don't be fooled by the stunning travel videos online. Today, we are stripping away that glamour to face the most dangerous spots in China. From rivers that have swallowed millions of lives to roads hanging right on a knife's edge. This is a journey to explore places you won't believe actually exist. "25 locations, thousands of obstacles, and unsolved mysteries." Do you have the guts to make it to the very end? Hua Waterfall. Located on the border of Shaanxi and Shanxi provinces, Hua Waterfall is where the calm yellow river suddenly turns into something unimaginable. On one side is a 300-meter wide stream. On the other is a narrow gorge of just 20 meters. The entire massive body of water gets squeezed tight, plunging straight down into the abyss at a violent speed. You are standing on the edge of the rock. Muddy yellow water swirls right under your feet. The roar of the waterfall drowns out everything around you, to the point where you can't hear any other sound. This is the largest yellow waterfall in the world, and it is more dangerous than anything else. Yet people still flock here to stand right by the water's edge and take pictures while being just a few steps away from the mouth of the falls. During the flood season, the water flow exceeds 1,500 cubic meters per second. It once took the lives of over 4 million people in a single flood back in 1931. Mount Hua. The view in front of you right now looks like a painting. White snow, blue ice, frozen waterfalls hanging down like crystals. So beautiful, you'd think you're looking at an edited photo. But Mount Siguniang is absolutely real, and it is located in Sichuan province. Its highest peak reaches 6,250 meters above sea level. The waterfalls freeze into vertical glass cliffs in the winter. You can swing your ice axe into the ice step by step and climb up in a way that gravity totally disagrees with. Just one wrong grip, and the ice will shatter right in front of your eyes. With nothing to hold on to, your body will be pulled straight down into the gorge. At this altitude, the air is so thin that just walking makes you dizzy. And at Siguniang, those dangers aren't just hypothetical. In 2006, legendary climber Charlie Fowler, who had previously conquered this mountain, was still buried forever by an avalanche. Qiantang River. Located in Zhejiang province in eastern China, Qiantang River looks like any other river. Wide, flat, quiet under a foggy sky. Behind you is the modern pace of Hangzhou. In front of you is still water, stretching out endlessly. Nobody thinks the whole river is about to change direction. Then, a roar echoes from 10 kilometers away before you even see anything. A white line appears on the horizon. It gets higher, turning into a 9-meter wall of water, rushing straight back into the river at 40 kilometers per hour. You are standing behind a low fence. The wave breaks right in front of you. Water splashes all over you. The stone embankment under your feet starts to flood. This is the largest tidal bore in the world, the silver dragon of the Qiantang River. Even though it is dangerous, millions of people still come every year just to stand right at the water's edge, waiting for it to rush in. flaming mountains. In the middle of the Taklamakan Desert, Xinjiang, there is a mountain range over 100 kilometers long. This isn't a movie scene, it is the hottest place in China. You are driving on a straight road with bare desert on both sides. Then right in front of you, a bright red mountain range appears. Sharp rocky peaks scratch the sky. Deep gorges dozens of meters down cut across the mountainside like unhealed wounds. The temperature reaches 47.8 degrees Celsius. The ground hits 89 degrees Celsius. The air ahead gets distorted from the heat. Even the wind feels like it is blowing out of an oven. In Journey to the West, when Tang Sanzang and his disciples passed through this area, their path was blocked by the burning flaming mountains. Sun Wukong had to fan it 47 times in a row just to put out the fire here. Sounds like an exaggeration. But when you stand in the middle of the flaming mountains on a summer noon, you will understand why people in the past thought this place was a fiery pit. Daobeiliang Road. You are entering Daobeiliang, a perfectly flat concrete road in Shizhou, Chongqing. It has guardrails and proper road markings. But when you look down from above, you see the truth. This is exactly a path running straight on the edge of a knife. You are driving at an altitude of 1,800 meters. A narrow mountain ridge, sheer cliffs on both sides. The bottom of the valley is just a blur. The road is only 3 meters wide at its narrowest point, just enough for one car to pass. Clouds swirl around you. The wind howls constantly because this area was chosen for a wind farm. Giant turbines spin slowly right next to the road, reminding you that the wind here is strong enough to power the whole province. Daobeiliang wasn't built for tourism. It was made for workers to go up and check the turbines. Then someone took a video, posted it online, and the whole world couldn't believe it was real. Laojun Mountain. Deep in the limestone mountains of Yunnan province, Laojun Mountain is one of the most unbelievable places in China. At an altitude of 2,217 meters, you will see 3 gold-plated bronze pavilions sitting precariously on isolated pointy rock peaks. They look like giant swords, piercing straight into the sky. To get up here, you have to grab onto iron chains attached right to the mountainside and climb up a set of vertical stairs. Many parts of the path are less than 1 meter wide, hugging the edge of the cliff. On one side is a towering grey cliff. On the other side is an empty drop over 1,000 meters deep, stretching all the way down to the valley below. Heavy winds constantly blast up from the gorge, making keeping your balance extremely tough. Especially in the winter, when the rock surface starts to freeze and turns the entire path into a slippery trap. Panlong Ancient Road. Looking from afar, the view in front of you right now doesn't look like a road. It looks like a giant dragon coiling around the slopes of the Pamir Mountains. That is the Panlong Ancient Road, located in Kashgar, Xinjiang, at an altitude ranging from 3,000 to 4,269 meters above sea level. The total length of the route is up to 75 kilometers, with over 600 turns. Most corners are sharper than 180 degrees, with many reaching up to 270 degrees. You have to drive in constant circles, never stopping, never ending. In the winter, snow covers everything in white. Slippery roads, deep drops on the side, along with thin air at 4,000 meters make even focusing a hard thing to do. When videos of Panlong Ancient Road went viral around the world, everyone asked, "Is this a real photo?" The answer is yes, it is real, and every single day, hundreds of people still challenge themselves in this maze. Tiger Leaping Gorge. Located in Yunnan, China, Tiger Leaping Gorge is one of the deepest canyons on Earth. It hits a depth of 3,790 meters from the mountain peak down to the riverbed, with the narrowest point being just 25 meters. The name of this gorge comes from a legend about a tiger being chased. As it jumped across the river, it stepped on a rock in the middle of the stream and got away. Today, that rock is still there. And the water below still roars like it has never calmed down. Standing at the bottom of the gorge, you almost can't see the end of the cliffs. Visit this spot on a normal day, and you will see crystal clear blue water. But during the flood season, muddy, churning water rises up close to the bridge, splashing people who are standing far away. In the courtyard of the tourist area, the red tiger statue still stands tall. Tourists from all over the world flock here to line up and take pictures. Behind them, the river still swirls fiercely, as if it has never forgiven anyone who underestimates it. Jade Dragon Snow Mountain. Located in Zhejiang Province, Yandang Mountain is a 120-million-year-old ancient volcano. Its highest point is Baigangjian Peak, hitting 1,056.5 meters above sea level. The whole area has over 500 scenic spots spread across 8 landscape zones. At some spots, people drill iron bars straight into the cliff and call it a walkway. You are holding on to every single hook. A razor-sharp cliff is right in your face. Below is wide open space, so far down that the trees look like green moss. Under your feet right now is a thin rope connecting two cliffs. If you lose your balance even once, there will be nothing below but empty air. In May 2024, during the Labor Day holiday, hundreds of people flocked to Yandang Mountain all at once, causing a massive traffic jam. Tourists were stuck for over an hour on the cliff, unable to go up, unable to go down, only able to hold on and wait hopelessly. Icon Spring. In the middle of the vast Gobi Desert, there is something that you won't believe is real when you look at it. A giant eye staring straight up at the sky in Qinghai province. That is Icon Spring, also called the Devil's Eye by locals. This green pupil boils endlessly, surrounded by a ring of orange-red sediment, just like blood vessels. With an unbelievable depth of 647 meters, the water temperature here reaches 80 degrees Celsius. The surface of the spring has never been quiet, erupting for thousands of years without stopping. The sulfur level of Icon is so high that not a single plant can grow. Almost no life exists around the mouth of the spring. To set foot in this place, you have to cross hours of desert and walk along a wooden bridge over terrain that looks like another planet. Standing 5 meters away, looking down at this eye, you might forget that it is just a pool of water. Jiangkou Great Wall. "70 kilometers from Beijing, the wild Jiangkou section in China will smash all your ideas of a smooth, flat wonder. You are standing on a narrow stretch less than 60 centimeters wide. Both sides are cracked cliffs. You have to use all fours, crawling close to the ground on crumbling stairs just to climb up. Just one slip, and you will fall straight into nothingness. The silence is creepy. The wind whistling through the cracks in the bricks sounds like the cries of the soldiers who once fell here. You won't believe how the ancient people of the Ming dynasty managed to carry bricks and stones up to an altitude of 1,141 meters. They built 20 kilometers of wall on cliffs as steep as 80 degrees to serve as a military fortress. Even though the government banned it because of multiple deaths from lightning strikes and falling off cliffs, Jiangku remains the most thrilling death zone. It urges anyone who loves extreme adventure to come and conquer it once in their life. Tongtian River Chinese people call this the river that flows to heaven. And it is so dangerous that Journey to the West once made it a challenge for Tang Sanzang and his 3 disciples. Going beyond the novel, this river actually exists on the Qinghai Plateau at the upper reaches of the Yangtze River. You are sitting on a tiny raft. On both sides are cliffs cutting straight down the mountainside. The current suddenly twists. The sound of the water is so loud that you can't even hear the person next to you screaming. Then rapids appear up ahead with no way to dodge them. You just have to crash straight in. Today, a section of the river has been opened for rafting tourism. You can gear up and dive right into the exact same river that was once considered untouchable. Jade Dragon Snow Mountain. You think a romantic movie like Location can't be dangerous? Come to Jade Dragon Snow Mountain in Lijiang, China. "13 rolling peaks curve like a giant white jade dragon, 35 kilometers long and 13 kilometers wide, hugging the ancient city." Its highest peak, Shanzidu, remains untouched. No one has ever successfully conquered it. Right at the wooden sightseeing spot, at an altitude of over 4,500 meters, you will clearly feel the breathlessness. The sharp drop in oxygen creates extremely low pressure. Your lungs are squeezed tight. Your heart beats wildly. Your head pounds like crazy. Beneath the soft snow are hidden glaciers that constantly shift, ready to create a sinkhole and swallow you whole. The weather changes by the minute, and a blizzard can wipe out your visibility in a split second. Mount Fanjing. In Guizhou, there is a place that looks more like CGI than real life. Mount Fanjing is one of the most unbelievable destinations in China. At an altitude of 2,572 meters, Red Cloud's golden summit reaches straight into the sky like a massive stone pillar. A natural crack splits the entire mountain peak into two separate parts. On top of the two vertical rocky peaks are two ancient temples from the Ming dynasty. They are connected by a narrow stone bridge hanging suspended in the clouds. To reach the top, you have to hold onto iron chains bolted directly into the nearly vertical cliff. The journey lasts over 8,000 steps, with a deep, endless void right under your feet. In many sections, just slipping your hand or losing your balance for a few seconds could make you fall hundreds of meters straight into the abyss. But what makes Mount Fanjing most famous is the Buddha's light phenomenon. The refracting light creates a giant halo around the shadow of the person standing on the peak, making the whole scene look like it doesn't belong in the real world. G315 U-shaped road. Located on Highway G315 in Qinghai Province, this U-shaped road makes the entire Gobi Desert look like a giant roller coaster track. At nearly 3,000 meters high, the road dives straight down and then shoots right back up into the horizon, creating one of the most famous optical illusions in China. Standing at the bottom of the slope, you will see the road seemingly vanish into the sky. Up at the top of the slope, a line of cars is speeding down. Due to the blind spot effect of the U-shaped terrain, drivers can't see you until the very last second. At speeds over 100 kilometers per hour, many vehicles simply don't have enough distance to brake in time. In the summer, sandstorms from the Gobi Desert can swallow all visibility in just a few minutes. Continuous crashes have forced local police to patrol constantly and completely ban stopping in the middle of this route. Lanying Cliff Road. Hidden deep in the mountains of Chongqing, Lanying Road looks like a delicate cut clinging straight onto the sheer cliff. The route is only about 1.2 kilometers long, but hangs suspended at an altitude of nearly 1,000 meters. There are many spots where the road is so narrow it is only wide enough for one car to pass. When driving here, you have to hug the cliff. Meanwhile, a drop of hundreds of meters opens up right next to you. Sharp, jagged rocks jutting down from the mountain ceiling can hit your car roof at any time. The steepness of the route reaches nearly 23% in some places. If you run into a car coming the other way, you will have to reverse for hundreds of meters right along the edge of the cliff to avoid a crash. The road becomes extremely slippery when it rains. Riding your brakes constantly on these long downhill stretches can also cause your brake system to overheat after just a short distance. Tianlongshan Highway, located in Shanxi, Tianlongshan Highway looks like a giant concrete maze in the middle of a rocky mountainside. This structure was built to overcome sheer cliffs, while also handling a height difference of over 350 meters between two mountainous areas. When the first videos appeared online, many people even thought it was just 3D graphics. From behind the wheel, you will see layers of bridges stacked on top of each other. This layout makes it hard for you to figure out distance and direction. Many sections mess with your mind so much that you almost only see guardrails. Meanwhile, your car just keeps climbing up hundreds of meters. And if you lose focus for just a few seconds, you could slam straight into the concrete divider right in the middle of a turn. Huangxian Valley. On the Baihe cliff over 300 meters high, there is a hanging wooden town growing right out of thin air. That is Huangxian Valley in Jiangxi, China. From a distance, the whole architectural area looks like a fantasy city built into a cliff. But it all exists in real life. To get between the buildings, you are forced to walk through narrow pathways, clinging right to the edge of the mountain. In many spots, the only thing separating you from a drop of hundreds of meters is a low railing. When heavy winds sweep through the gorge, the whole wooden walkway can shake slightly under your feet. During peak season, thousands of tourists cram the corridors, making getting around extremely difficult. Even though it gives you the chills, the feeling of watching the magical haunting lights at night is still enough to push travel junkies to test their courage at least once in their lives. Taklamakan Desert. An ocean of orange-yellow sand stretching over 337,000 square kilometers is the first thing that shows up when you step into the Taklamakan Desert in Xinjiang, China. Its name holds a creepy meaning. Once you go in, you will never come out. For centuries, this place has been linked to caravans disappearing on the ancient Silk Road. Most of the desert is covered by sand dunes, constantly shifting in the wind. The distance between oases can stretch for hundreds of kilometers with zero signs of life. In the summer, sand temperatures can top 70 degrees Celsius. The heat rising from the ground distorts the entire horizon, making finding your way incredibly hard. cell service vanishes. Engines get ruined by the sand. Dehydration can cause your body to shut down very fast in the extreme heat of the desert. Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge. Once the inspiration for the blockbuster movie Avatar, the Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge in Hunan looks like a see-through spider web stretched across two massive limestone cliffs. At 430 meters long, this structure almost completely disappears when you look at it from a distance. It was finished in 2016 by Israeli architect Chaim Dotan, with the idea of creating an invisible structure right in the middle of the wilderness. When you step onto the clear glass, you can look straight down into the empty space below. When heavy winds sweep through the valley, the whole structure can shake slightly under your feet. Plenty of tourists have had to stop halfway because they are too scared of heights. Some people can even only hold onto the railing and take very slow steps across the bridge. Management even once added cracking glass sound effects to boost the experience, causing many terrified tourists to think the bridge surface was actually breaking apart. Maijishan Grottos. In Tianshui City, Gansu Province, the Maijishan complex pops up like a paradox of gravity. The whole mountain block looks like a giant stack of wheat 142 meters high. You will be blown away when you face the network of 221 caves. Inside are over 7,800 ancient Buddha statues carved straight into the nearly 90-degree rock surface. What makes this place unbelievable are the iron and wooden walkways hanging on the outside of the mountainside. They zigzag along the cliff at heights of 30 to 80 meters. With every step, you can see right through the gaps to the bottom of the deep gorge. That feeling alone is enough to make a lot of people lose their balance out of pure fear. Even though there are safety railings, freezing up in panic happens all the time. Strong winds high up are always ready to test the guts of anyone brave enough to keep walking. Hanging Temple. Built back in 491, the Hanging Temple clings to the cliff of Jinlong Canyon at a height of 75 meters. From a distance, the structure looks like a relief carving stuck right onto the mountainside. The whole layout has 40 rooms connected by hanging wooden walkways. There are sections less than 60 centimeters wide. You have to hold your breath when you hear the creaking coming from the ancient planks under your feet. Even though it looks fragile, the temple has actually survived for over 1,500 years. Most of the building's weight is pushed straight into the cliff behind it. The secret lies in the pine beams soaked in tung oil following a traditional recipe. Every day, this place only gets sunlight for about 3 hours. Nowadays, the temple limits weight and only allows a maximum of 80 people to visit at the same time. Just step out to the edge of the corridor and look down into the deep drop below, and you will understand why this place is always considered one of the most unbelievable structures in China. Atulair Cliff Village. Atulair, deep in the Daliang Mountains of Sichuan, isn't just an isolated village. It is a place that makes every idea of modern life totally meaningless. The village of the Yi people sits on a 1,400-meter high plateau, isolated by an 800-meter high stone wall. Your journey stretches across 2,556 vertical stairs, hugging the mountain cliff. This is the upgrade from the rotting vine ladders that locals used for generations. Looking from above, the path up to the village just looks like a thin string hanging in a sea of fog. Slippery cliffs make every single step dangerous. The ancestors of the Atulair people picked this land as a hideout back in the Qing dynasty. Over many generations, climbing cliffs became just a normal part of their daily life. Mount Hua. Don't let the majestic look of Huayin City fool you, because this is home to the 2,154.9-meter high South Peak, one of the most dangerous spots on Mount Hua. The thing that makes this place look like it came straight out of a nightmare is the plank walk in the sky. This is a hanging path over 700 years old from the Yuan dynasty. The walkway right in front of your eyes is now just put together from old wooden planks about 30 centimeters wide. They are bolted right into the flat vertical cliff with iron chains rusted by time. In many sections, you have to lean in and shuffle right up against the mountain. Your face touches the rock, while behind your back is a deep, empty void. Even though tourists get geared up with modern safety harnesses, lots of accidents have still happened here. Just one slip or one moment of panic is enough to make everything end instantly. Daobeiliang Emerald Lake. Located in Daobeiliang, Qinghai, the Emerald Lake is a cluster of hundreds of salt ponds with unbelievable vibrant colors. At over 3,100 meters high, the 26-square-kilometer lake surface shows up like gemstones inlaid on white silk. But this beauty is actually what is left over from salt mines that started running in the 1950s. The crazy high saturated salt level means almost zero life exists here. No fish, no algae, just layers of salt crystals covering the ground. Behind that surreal scene is the story of the salt miners who used to work in the oxygen-deprived wasteland. They had to survive in incredibly harsh climate conditions. Today, danger still hides under the soft and unstable salt mud. You can get stuck if you wander off the safe path. The Emerald Lake is breathtakingly beautiful, but also cold and full of risks. It shows just how intensely nature can change after decades of human interference in this harsh geological zone. After this journey, maybe you've realized the scariest thing isn't just the heights, the deep drops, or the raging waters. It is how China turns spectacular beauty into challenges that make people watch their backs. Which place gave you the biggest chills? Who do you want to conquer these life or death spots with on your next trip? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video with your travel buddies so you don't miss out on our next heart-pounding adventures. See you next time.